Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for that. Actually, mute the podcast. I'm gonna start playing it pretty soon. I do apologize for that. We fucking we had some technical difficulty. I don't think no one's in here yet, but when you guys do join, you will see. We were talking on the air for about 40 minutes. Great conversation as always, and you guys didn't get any of that. So we coming right back to you. Hold on, just shoot this shit. For a few seconds, let people judge that we have a new room up. People don't even fucking know. I don't think no one's in the fucking room yet. Hold on.
Yeah.
Because normally, what happened before, normally if someone lags out or whatever, they can just hop right, even the host can hop right back in and keep it moving. But this shit didn't give me the option. I didn't know the motherfucker went out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, damn.
No, really, what happened was that Bigfoot that he's always talking about jumped on his ass, and I had to stop it. I had to talk to it in Oklahoma and to get it off his ass.
Hey, son, you tease me, bro. I know you live in the city part of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Hey, my man, if you go to Google right now and you put in like search on some shit, or your talents, you is heavy thick there with fucking. Bigfoot and this other shit called Dogman or Dogman. This motherfuckers basically look like a goddamn werewolf. Like, you got motherfucking Bigfoot. This motherfucker big, just struggling with a fucking canine head. I bullshit you not.
What about the Jersey Devil? Is that shit real?
Alright, bro. That's down South Jersey in the Jersey. They said, I mean, wait till you got so much shit out there in the woods, bro. Like going on, like you don't know what the fuck be going on. Now I'm not gonna get all biblical on anybody here, but it's going by the what's in the Bible. Even with giants, bro, they have found. I didn't find about all this shit here until I went to school. Like I went to Seton Hall for 2 years, and I had history. I was majoring in history, but that's another story in its entirety. And that I learned when I went to when I went to Seton Hall for those 2 years. Maya, thank you. That I was taught a whole new different other stuff about history that I didn't learn in elementary school or in high school. But just going back to what's in the Bible and the forest giants, in the book of Genesis, it says that that the sons of God fell in love with the daughters of man, found them fair, married them, bed them or whatever, and they gave birth to a race of giants called the Nephilim. Now the Sumerians said, this is before, we're talking about 20,000 years or so, before Christianity, before Jesus, before Noah, before the Hebrews, before any of that, the Sumerians said that their gods fell in love with their daughters. They married and gave birth to a race of giants called the Nephilim. You heard of David and Goliath, and he also had brothers. We're talking about 10 feet tall or better. Shit, in India, they found the fucking remains of something like 30 feet fucking tall, bro.
Yeah. No, I've seen that. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, no, we can get into a discussion about that sometime. I feel you.
But what I was saying was that back in the Bigfoot, of course you heard all these stories about like half man, half goat, and all that wild shit. The angels, the watchers, or whatever you want to call them. You know what I mean? Not only did they was the human, mankind was corrupted as far as their DNA and all that stuff. But also these motherfuckers were mating with animals and all that shit too. Like they went wild here, you know what I mean, or whatever the case may be. And God supposedly got mad with the angels for defiling their body for sleeping with the man. But the Anunnaki, that's another story entirely again. But the Sumerians, like the king or their god at the time, were mad at his sons or their at this race of people from calling that they called us the beast for sleeping with the beast or whatever. We were just a worker slave or whatever the case may be. But anyway, what I'm saying is even Sumerians in their times, in their writings, they talked about this half man and half fucking whatever the fuck. They said it was more human than fucking animal. But it's like some real shit. I guess I know because little story before we start. My history professor he's from Teller fucking Mississippi, and in Teller Mississippi there's a fucking bunch of fucking stories about this fucking dog man. I just seen one about a ranch, but anyway, to admit that, to say that there's a half man and half monkey or whatever fuck, as far as Bigfoot or whatever, that's not according to what's in the Bible. You know what I mean? Like that's nowhere in the Bible. So they feel like the religious fabric on this planet, on Earth, will fall apart. I mean, whether Christianity is the biggest form of religion on this planet, then you have other little things like Catholicism, like you got the Pope and all of them. Then you got what you call Protestant. That's most of what black folks are. But but there's so many these subsectors. But they said like the religious fabric on this planet will fall apart. That's why they're like to even admit they're like, God, then you got something that's half man and half. What that has to do with Adam and Eve? Like, there's a whole bunch of shit. But he kind of broke this up. Like I said, I learned, like, in 2 years that I was in CNO, I need to go back. I've been saying I'm going to go back forever. Like, I learned so much shit about history. Like, that wasn't even, I don't even think about. Like, we was taught that the Egyptians built the pyramids. The Sumerians wrote about the pyramids. Again, we're talking about thousands of years before they were the Egyptians. Long ago, you know what I mean? So, again, I want before we go, those stories that you have in your Bible, the Christian Bible, the King James version, and all that shit right there. Those stories, whether it's Noah or you pick a story, Moses and all that shit, all those characters in the Bible came from the Sumerian tales of creation. The names have been changed, but the stories are the same. The story of Noah about him taking 2 of every animal. The Sumerians said it was trippy as hell. They didn't take 2 of every animal. He took the seed of every animal. Like the DNA, like these motherfuckers was talking about DNA thousands of years ago. You know what I mean? They took the seed of every animal. Like, this some real shit. You know what I mean? So it was like,
you'd be surprised. No, yeah, like I said, man, that's I know a lot about what you're talking about, man. There's a lot of deep history and a lot of stuff that has just been erased from history.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
Right. But before I want to say this before we will start talking about it, I was trying to give a chance to fill up in here. Also, like I said again, even with that, as far as like so much stuff that's been kept from us, or whatever the case may be. But it was a writer I forgot his name. Just say his name is James Johnson, the writer. And he said it was started about the time before Christianity, and when they found those Sumerian tales, the creation tablets or Sumerian tales of creation, when they found these tablets, maybe it had been around the early 1940s. It was so far advanced when they were able to translate them or whatever. It was so far advanced than what we knew at those times in 1940. They just took it as someone having a very vivid imagination, like a scientific writer, like writing a novel. We didn't know anything about fucking, he said, they talked about how the asteroid belt came to be. They talked about the rings of Saturn. These people talked about, Neptune and Uranus being a greenish blue watery twins, and we didn't find out about that until like the 70s. We sent Voyager past and was able to take pictures of those planets. But it's some trippy shit, man. If those of you that want to, like the Sumerians, Sumer, which is modern day Iraq, rich with history. All you Christians and stuff that hate Muslims and all that wild shit, like your shit come over there.
Yeah, that's where the Tower of Babylon was made. Was in Iraq.
Yeah.
So
Well, even that. I'm glad you said that. Even with the Tower of Babylon, it says that. And they said, what the fuck? Spirit tells creation said that anything that mankind basically puts their mind to, they will be able to achieve. And according to the Sumerian tales of creation, they were building a tower with the ship. They wanted to sit in the heavens with their fathers, with their gods. And so they said, in the Sumerian tales of creation, they came down. So let us go down here and confuse their tongue. Like, who the hell is us? That's why you got different languages. Who the hell is us? Let us go down there and confuse their tongue. Most Christians say, well, God was talking to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. But that whole trifecta, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, that didn't come along until like 14-something AD by some Saint Francis something, Pope the Third or whatever the hell, you know what I mean? Which again, Christians, which is crazy to me, they adapt to what you call the Old Testament, which has nothing to do with Christianity whatsoever. They're Hebrew. That has nothing. In the Hebrews, they deal with the one, the Father, the Abba. Christians say the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Jesus, God, and the Holy Spirit. But the Hebrews, they just deal with one, the Father. But anyway, before we start today's show, we didn't got a whole goddamn history lesson there.
Yeah, for real.
Anyway,
Professor Next Gen.
Man, listen, man, I told him all the time.
He started a whole podcast about that shit.
Yeah, believe nothing in what you hear and have what you see, man. I don't know, for whatever reason, most people think that I'm ignorant, but maybe it's the way that I talk, but, I don't give a fuck. I'm still fucking anybody grandmother raw. With that being said, though, on to today's show. We sorry that the show got fucking split up in two. Something lagged out. Fucking Porter Rock with his shitty ass connection. I hopped out the party to hop back in, and when I hopped out, it fucking cut the show off. So this brings us to where we at right now. Hope everybody joined back. But anyway, K Mega, what were you guys talking about now? What was he saying that he didn't think that the adaptation of 4K television? What was he saying?
He was basically saying how like the PS3 were the first to jump ship on the PS4, and the 360 are the ones that are still catching up to this generation. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What did he say again? I'm sorry. What happened again?
Where it cut off was K-Mega was saying how this generation, the PS3 were the first ones to jump ship onto the PS4, and we still have 360s on the last gen still waiting to jump ship onto the S or the Scorpio or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, okay.
So is the early adapters were the PS3 crowd, and the 360 is the late crowd to adapt.
Oh, what? Okay, I can kind of, because they are. I mean, they are what because some of the 360, we say, titles, like we see the MPD, and some of those games are still up within the top 10. There are people still gaming on the. What it is that a lot of people, millions of people, got their 360 maybe around 2012, 2000, or whatever 30. So that console still feels new, still feels fresh to them. They have a big back catalog of games. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you take people like such as myself, maybe even you guys that may have been in this generation since 2005 or 2006. We're like, no, this shit, we can't wait for this shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't wait for, and I keep telling people, like, what happened last generation was very unhealthy for gaming. You know what I mean? For that 8, 9 years. Yeah, much too long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was real long. And I think another problem was that I was a day one buyer of the X1, but when you had all the apps and all those features that was on the 360, and not even half of them was adapted over, that kind of made people hope. Because I remember I was trying to promote my homies to, like, hey man, come on over and get you an X1. Well, all right, what's up, man? Well, we can't even chat. Like, I said, man, but they working on it. Well, what about the background music? That was like the main thing. Like, a lot of people, what about? I was like, yeah. And then they was like, well, man, I'll just wait. And then half of them came, and there's still people that still play on the 360 to this day. So
what?
Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna probably make that move, to be honest with you, until they stop making the Maddens, the Call of Duties. We're talking about the casuals, right?
Right.
And they can still get their 2Ks every year, get their Maddens every year, you get their Call of Duties every year.
Great.
They're straight. And what happened? And I say they're a victim of their own success in both the PS3 also, even though more people have adapted. Normally, when new consoles come out, that's it for the previous gen. When you got your Super Nintendo, that was it for the NES. When you got your Sega Saturn, that was it for the Genesis. You know what I mean? Or the 32X, whatever the fuck you had going on back then, that was it for that. You know what I mean? Yep. When you got your PlayStation 2, that was it for the PS1. And it's not like that this generation. You know what I mean? Look at this. Look at some of the bigger games that have come out this generation. Destiny, you can get that on the 360. On the PS3. Tomb Raider, great as that goddamn game was, and that was just one of my complaints I had with Phil and them guys. You can get that on the 360. You know what I mean? Good as that game was, and it looked beautiful, right? And I try to explain to people just like this in layman terms, right? Here you have, I don't care, even though you may have, quote-unquote, 2 separate development teams make the game, that game still has to fit around the parameters of DirectX 9 and a half a gig of RAM. You know what I mean?
That's why.
What do you say, bro?
That's why Destiny was held back a lot with the development, because they were still trying to develop for the previous gen console.
Titanfall was another one.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Titanfall.
Yeah, developing for these older consoles to push a generation forward.
Be honest with you, though, they got to do what they got to do, man. If you got, whatever, 50, 60 million, however many consoles were sold last year, 100 million, whatever. I'm not really into sales, but if you have 2 products out there, you have, whatever, and you come out with something new, you're not just going to drop those consumers. You're leaving so much money on the table.
No, I will say this. You know what? As far as that, but you hear that you have billions of dollars invested into your hardware, and it's being honest, and it's being greedy by the developers, all of them, because We've had more fucking remasters and remakes like this fucking bananas. I bought a next generation console to play next generation games.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just being real, like just to be honest with you, and most people don't have the incentive to. We can say, well, the game's looking much better graphically, but they're not really seeing that graphical unless they're sitting there in front of them and playing it. Because these videos on YouTube don't cut them no justice. To them, they're like, oh man, could you be honest with you? Back when I was playing, Battlefield and all that shit on the 360, of course the motherfucking PS3, I mean sorry, the PC swiped this shit over the floor, but you can tell me my shit wasn't top dog, you know what I mean? And they feel the same way about their shit. But I'm just saying it comes a time and point that last generation has to die for gaming, just period, to go forward.
Yeah, but that's only going to happen when the sales get better for the new generation consoles. And you know what
Okay.
started this shit was Tomb Raider. Once they started that Tomb Raider, whatever that shit was called, the Tomb Raider remaster, whatever it was, once that came out and it sold as much as it did, they was like, okay, we can make money by keep making remasters, and they kept doing it. People kept buying it. They're gonna do whatever we let them get away with. Let them get away with
They
until they
didn't,
stop.
that was just a paid way of having backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
I feel to this day that if they had cut the last generation early, I think we would see a lot more growth into this population on the next gen than if they had just let it run for 3 years.
That's true, but we gotta be real about this. You know what I mean? Like you gotta really put yourself in a business mindset, or as a company owner, you gotta put yourself in their shoes. If they just cut it off, so if they just cut it off, then they're leaving so much money on the table. If they just cut it off, and people are gonna be pissed at them, and who's to say if they're gonna buy the next console or not? So you have to kind of ease your way into the next generation.
I
Now,
know
But then you start, but in the long run, you lose momentum on the one that the new generation that you're trying to sell to the thing. As long as they still have the option to have the old one, they're not going to buy the new one, or at least.
Here's the thing. Check it out. And I'm gonna play the devil's advocate. Devil's advocate here to me. But them being pissed off means nothing. Let's be honest here. They already have your money, and you're right. There's no guarantee that but unless they're gonna get out of gaming. And what I'm just saying that both Microsoft and Sony collectively, well, I guess more up to third party, or whatever, to pull the plug collectively. You know what I mean? Stop it. And you're right. You're right. As far as sales, let's be honest here. Both the 360, the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 are surpassing what was done last year as far as hardware sales. You know what I mean? You get and just be real, it wasn't so much about so much money, right? They was trying to make money that they may have missed last generation with games bombing or whatever. It was a cash grab, you know what I mean? If you look at what I mean by this, if you look at the number of new IPs we had last generation compared to what we have right now, we got Assassin's Creed, we got a Gears of War, we got there were so many great. We haven't gotten that yet this generation. Why? Because there's been so much of the fucking cross-gen development. You know what I mean? There's so much we haven't truly got that oh shit moment.
Shit, I did.
What game? I mean, I'm just saying, like to me, last generation, my oh shit moment was like, damn, this is next one. When Gears of War, first time I played, it was running up the stairs, like, I saw that shit, it blew my mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So next, you gonna tell me when you put Rise in, you didn't look at that and say,
oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yes.
No.
This is next gen.
It's a beautiful. No. I mean, it was. I will say that those moments and those feelings was few and far in between. Listen, have you played Tomb Raider? I was wondering, have you played Tomb Raider?
I played all. Yep.
Okay. The last one was a great game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine how great that game could have been if they just had nothing to focus on the Xbox One? Just that.
I agree.
That's it.
That's
better.
what I mean. That's what I mean by that. That we have been robbed. I mean, being real, gaming is a very, very selfish hobby. I don't give a fuck what they doing over there. Long as my shit, you know what I mean? Like, I bought a next generation console to play next generation. What was the purpose of us going out there upgrading if 90% of our catalog we can get can still be played on the PS3 and 360?
Yeah, that's very true. But at the beginning of this generation, like bar a couple of exclusives, there wasn't much to play. So it's kind of understandable why a lot of people didn't make the next generation jump right off the bat.
I can't agree with that though, man. I feel like I've been gaming for a long time, and I feel like this generation launched with more games than any generation I've played in the past.
And I agree. Well, I
All right,
agree.
break it
I
down.
agree.
Okay, break it down. Break it down for me. Let me hear it.
Break it down. Break
Okay.
it down. We got this system right here. We got Forza. We got Arise. We got Dead Rising. I'm just talking about the generation as a whole. We got what's that shit called? Killzone.
Sunset Overdrive.
I'm not even gonna throw that. I'm saying Killzone. When you put Killzone in your system, you look at that and said, "This shit is next gen. This is the next gen system." You think about all of the. Hold on, and you also think about all the multiplats that came out.
You forgot about Killer Instinct though too.
Oh, yeah, Killer Instinct.
Killer
Dead
Instinct
Rising
was
3.
the Killer Instinct, Rise, and Forza were the games that got me to get the system.
And then the Rumble triggers. Come on, man.
And then 2K16 because I was kind of like, whoa, or was it 2K? 14. 2K14. When I seen the difference between what it looked like on the last gen compared to the new gen, I was like, whoa. So that because I remember I bought me like 5 games when I got the game when I got the X1 at launch. So I was all set, and so I was all right. I was content. But the problem is that a lot of people. Okay, Xbox was $500, which that was a problem. That was a fail right there. We just came out of the recession. A lot of people wasn't talking about spending money. You know what I'm saying? Shopping was down all through the country at that time. So you know what I'm saying. So it was really fortunate for PlayStation to get. You know what I'm saying, to sell it at that price point. Let's just be honest. It wasn't because of the power and all that shit, because a lot of people wasn't paying attention to that. Only the game. It was the price point. Yep. The $400 is what sold the PlayStation 4.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, price point in the marketing.
Not necessarily that I don't reckon. That even though I reckon price was a big factor, we've seen the Xbox One come out, got price to be in the same price and be lower, and it's not have the same.
I think the damage was done by them, bro. That's when the whole 1080p thing kicked in.
Yeah. People see, but see, that's the one thing that I don't think a lot of people. No, see, that's for the gamers. That's for people that was watching E3. I'm talking about the consumer that going out there to buy the system for their kid.
Yeah, they don't matter. I think they matter more about price and who else has got the system, as in. Like price and if their friends will have the system matter more than resolution and stuff like that. Because I've never seen any casual person go into a shop and ask, is this machine more powerful, or does this machine have better resolution than the other one? Do you know what I'm saying?
They don't ask that. That's the thing. They didn't ask that. But I'm telling you, when I was going to my GameStop, they was telling me, hey, why are you getting the Xbox? You know the PlayStation is more powerful, right? It was the marketing. It was the marketing and the price.
Still like
and
that.
when you
like
what?
It's still like that.
That's what I'm saying. And so they were already in bed with GameStop because they had already talked to, Xbox was already pushing this digital only shit, and Sony wasn't at the time. And so you got the employees selling Sony PlayStations. You got the prices right. You know what I mean? Like it was a perfect storm for PlayStation.
In GameStop in America, sorry to interrupt you. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's like that out there, but in here, in all our GameStops, Microsoft pay for the front of the store. I'm not sure if it's like that out there, but in GameStop, do Microsoft have like the biggest space in the store?
It don't matter. Look, you can have the display all you want to.
Yeah.
You can have a display all you want to. When you go and you talk to that retail salesperson, if that person says, "Hey, this is cheaper and this is more powerful," that's going to change. That's going to sway your decision on whatever that Microsoft.
They hammer home the whole narrative of 1080p and 720p. Wow. But listen, I will say this: at launch, your biggest competitor, and you're both playing the same games, and Microsoft forced the Kinect on the consumer, and 99.99% of the gamers didn't want the Kinect. You know what I mean? And there wasn't no software to support the Kinect at launch to justify the price tag. And where here's your biggest competitor, which is more powerful on paper, whatever the fuck the case may be. It is more powerful, and your biggest competitor is $400. Had the Xbox One been $400 at launch, you know what I mean? It'd been it'd probably been a whole new different goddamn fucking race. But that $100 at first it did make a difference, and then the narrative switched to get used to 1080p, and that's when that old 720p shit. At first it was that motherfucking $100, and their first goddamn game, I never forget this. You know, because I was like I said, I've been in this goddamn console since day one with the Xbox. That when that goddamn what's that Call of Duty Ghost was, that shit was 720p on the Xbox One and 1080p on the motherfucking PS4.
Yep.
Oh baby,
It was a
that's
wrap.
yeah, and ever since then, it's been a motherfucking like a fucking a downhill effect. You know what I mean? And and the price cuts and stuff that Microsoft were doing, it was just how you say a counter react to what was going on in the market. You know what I mean? The old shit. You know what I mean? Old shit. You know what I mean? They should have just took the goddamn Kinect out of the box at launch. Let people bought the goddamn system. You know, and you know, because of course we got upload studios and all that shit. Now, I mean, I get it. I'd have bought the fucking bundle any goddamn way, but this is just me. I gotta have it.
Well,
You know what I mean? But that was a fuck up on their end.
yeah, it was a real big fuck up, and then it really got bad because when Microsoft did the price cuts, then it came to the point to where, well, shit, why should I go ahead and buy an Xbox One when I could just wait because they might just go to $199 on this motherfucker? So then you had those people that was waiting for it to get to the lowest it can, and they're still waiting for it to get to the cheapest that it can get. That's why I'm saying price does make a bit of difference. It makes a huge difference, especially people that don't pay attention to the guts, what's inside the guts of the system. So that's why it makes sense for Microsoft. I don't care how much of a premium the Scorpio is going to be. They better not get over that $600 mark because that is a death wish. If you go back to the history of every console that was $600 or more, PlayStation 3, it's considered a fail in the PlayStation family. You go to the 3DO, it was $600. You don't even talk about that damn thing. You know what I'm saying? The only system that was actually considered to be cool, but people didn't buy that shit, the Neo Geo machine.
You know why? Because it was an exact replica arcade graphics.
Exactly. That was it. And anybody, you had to be a rich motherfucker to have that in your house back in my days. So when I went, so that's the thing. So Microsoft better find a way to try to.
Here's the thing, though, too, can make it.
Yeah.
To add on to what you're saying, I would publicly since I think the console will be between $500 to $600. But even at that price tag right there, whatever, and the Neo's gonna come out this year. Check it out. It's gonna be $450, right? It's gonna be $450. And then when next year when the Scorpio drops, Sony's gonna take away $50, so make it $400. So you're gonna have this $400 and $500 thing. But what Microsoft has to do, or even with the deal, they gotta make sure that those games look head and above anything that what's on the PlayStation 4 Neo. Yeah. We got it, and I'm not talking about digital foundry, more blades of grass. I mean, it has to be obvious from looking at the PS3 to the PS4, the 360 to the Xbox One. It has to be obvious. I'm not talking about a few more frames and no. It has to. The power's there. It has to be noticeable from day one, not just on your exclusive, also on your multi-platform. I tell you guys again and again, multi-platform are way more important than exclusives. Not the days of the Mario and fucking Sonic again. No. Multi-plats far outsell goddamn exclusives by far.
This generation by far, this generation by far, the multi-plats has been running the gaming market this gen.
But to that point, though, the Xbox can be as powerful as whatever, unless I think we're underestimating the marketing. Marketing has to be key in this new console.
Definitely.
And the thing is,
Microsoft's marketing is on point.
That's the thing. And that's the thing. Both of these companies, I know Microsoft is they got all the money and shit, but they both operate on a budget. What I personally think happened is Phil Spencer was like, you know what, they've been talking. Well, not even Phil Spencer. I mean, Microsoft as a whole has been like, they've been talking about us and not having games and shit like that. Let's double down on the games and cut back on the marketing shit. If you notice, this generation, it hasn't been that much marketing on TV for the Xbox. But I travel the world, man, and I see PlayStation every fucking where I go.
I'm not gonna lie.
I was gonna say I got a theory for that.
Kill it with the marketing. Microsoft's marketing. I don't know if you guys got the same advertising scheme.
No, what he means by this is that when Microsoft does it, they do it big. And I'm not. I mean, as far as that, we just mean if you're going back to the days of the 360, you saw the 360 everywhere.
Yes.
When you were watching movies, when they were playing the game, that was the controller that they had in their hand. Yep. You know what I mean? And this talk about, I understand when Microsoft market their say whatever game the Tomb Raider, you go inside the store, you get a backpack, you get this, you get not talking about far as that, but that they still do well. I'm just talking about it being everywhere. See what it is that Sony they kind of switch sides here. Sony took a page out of the Don Matrix playbook. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And we're gonna focus on the multiplats and let the multiplats sell the console like Microsoft did last generation. Of
Yep.
course, you still got your Gears, you still got your Halo, you still got your Forza. But guess what? The Call of Duty, the Grand, you get all that stuff, all the extra stuff here first. You have all the marketing. When they show you this game, you're gonna see this controller, and that's what they have flipped the roles. I mean, both of them have a budget. You know what I mean? And you're right. Sony, partly because they're not, really doubly investing into their games that much. You know what I mean? They're not.
Right.
They've been. That's what
Sony was smart about what they did was they scaled back on the games, right?
Mhm.
And they were more on the marketing and multiplats and all that shit, marketing 1080p. And now they're getting all this money, and now they can start putting that money that they made, they can start putting that money into their IPs and all that other shit.
No,
As
they
time
put it in
goes by,
VR.
well, VR, whatever they want to put it in, but they got the money now to do what they need to do. If they would have came out the game like they did last gen, nah.
No. Well, I got a theory on the whole thing of why Microsoft didn't do the wasn't marketing as well. Okay, now remember when Nutella first came in, the first thing he was talking about was cutting back. They weren't going to spend all types of money like Ballmer and the other CEOs did.
Yeah.
So I guarantee you that when Phil came in there and told him about the situation was going on with the Xbox market or brand, he said, okay, you can go ahead and make Project Scorpio. We didn't know what the hell that they were doing at the time. He said, but when they were doing it, he said, we're going to go all out. We're going to do this. And I guarantee you, Nutella said, well, if you're going to try to make this crazy-ass system, then you're going to have to cut back on something. And I think advertising was one of the things that they had to cut back on.
Whatever it is, I noticed a big change. But I noticed as far as like, it's just like honestly, I feel like they flip flop.
Yeah,
They did.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But like I said,
I wouldn't say they flip flop. I just reckon Microsoft. Sorry, Zaire. I just reckon that they're just being really price conscious, because one of the reasons it's been hard for them to profit is because they do so much. They always go hard or go home. I mean, look at their E3s in comparison to everybody else. They're so extravagant. Nintendo said, "Fuck it, we're not going no more." Do you know what I'm saying? So, it's like. I definitely see why pulling back with the marketing and the overall spending will definitely help, because it will make whatever sales they do get and stuff mean a lot more, because they don't have to offset it against all that money that they've spent. So at the end of the day, spending wisely means that now that the Xbox is bigger, it's a bigger platform, we can get more games. It doesn't matter how many games sell on a console and stuff like that. So when PlayStation fans say, oh, dumb stuff like, oh, Xbox games are not selling, it doesn't matter now, because the Xbox brand is so much bigger. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if I lost you guys doing shit like that, but do you know what I'm saying?
No, I understood it.
Yeah.
All right, well, listen, I got a question for you guys. So, we can go by the title of the show here. I sent you guys the link before, but anyway, the NX, of course, we all seen the rumors. We talked about it last week. And let me see. All right, let me go back up here. Where the hell is the article at? I'm sorry. But anyway, so it's been several developers that have come out and more or less confirmed the specs that are in the dev kits for the Neo. Now, here's the thing about a dev kit. Well, even with anything, whether it's Microsoft, Sony, anybody, they give developers a target, or what to aim for as far as their games, whatever the case. They give them a target for what to aim for, you know what I mean? Not to overshoot it, so when it comes in, this is your target, and, it can be, the final product can be either, more powerful or just on par. So anyway, let me go down to what the hell's the name of this goddamn site here. I got it. So developers that came out, it's the Nintendo NX graphics are between the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4. PS4 gamers won't like the NX game, says an industry exec outright, saying that it won't be as powerful as Sony current gen console. So right here it says new reports suggest that the Nintendo NX is transforming a handheld hybrid, and its graphics will sit somewhere between the PS3 and the PlayStation 4. Sources have told NCD that the rumors behind the Nintendo's new NX games system are 100% accurate, and that the NX will unify handheld and console gaming with a powerful tablet like handheld that can be docked for a living room play. The sources goes on to say that the NX graphics will be somewhere between the PS3 and the PS4. Further corroborate what was said before. At the same time, however, the NX won't appeal to traditional console fans who are used to playing PS4 grade quality graphics, and by extension, the PC gamers will expect high-end performance and at least 1080p 60 frames per second. It's a nice bit of a kit, a bit of a novelty, but a good one. With that gimmick shit, and a unified industry exec said that it said it won't. Basically, what they're going after to is the handheld market that play, whether it's Pokemon Go or whatever, and try to get them convert them to, you can play your home console, your handheld at home. You know what I mean? It's basically what they're saying here. It's that they're trying to get, the people that play on their cell phones, that big market there. They try them to get them to, play at home on a home console. Because here you can get this handheld that you can take and dock it in, and then you can play it on the television. This is the market that Nintendo's going after. You know what I mean? So I'm asking you guys right here. Some of you guys may be Nintendo fans in here. I don't know. But how do you feel about this? You know what I mean? Me, I have my own personal feelings. I think that gaming was at its golden era with both Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo and Sega, whoever was all duking it out when you had the Sega, Nintendo, and PlayStation at the time. The big three, when it was a big three, duking it out, or even to the sixth generation when you had the Xbox, the GameCube, and the PlayStation 2 duking it out. Now it seems like it's just Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo's over there. So with these specs again being confirmed, it's like gonna be like, with the way I can, I guess I say this. You remember how Watch Dogs on the Wii U, when it's supposed to be a cross between last generation and next generation as far as the graphics, and this is their ninth generation offering. You know what I mean?
Right.
How do you guys feel about this?
I feel like, I feel like Nintendo needs to do what they have to do. Me personally, I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm not gonna buy any third-party game on a Nintendo.
Right.
I'm not. If I do, it'll be probably Xbox or PlayStation. And I travel a lot, so I can appreciate having the specs that you mentioned. I can appreciate having those specs
So,
while I'm on the plane or whatever, while I'm overseas or wherever I'm at. I don't see any harm in it. I get what you're saying. How Nintendo was big. 'Cause I was around during that era. How big they were and how everything was all Nintendo. But at this point in time, Nintendo has done enough damage to themselves as far as a hardcore gamer, that I don't think anybody would purchase those third-party games on a Nintendo. So I feel like it's great. I feel like they need to do what they need to do. And I'm glad they're still into consoles.
But okay, well, okay, I see what I have to say. And so, who else want to tackle that? How do you
uh, I
feel
feel
about
like,
this, man?
no, go.
Um,
You go.
I'll go.
Well, yeah, go, you go.
I appreciate what Nintendo's trying to do, taking a handheld and then turning it into, a home-based system. So no matter if you're on the go or you're at home, you can still use it. Me personally, I appreciate that, but unless like Nintendo gets with the times, you're not gonna see me buy a Nintendo from now to the day I die. So it doesn't really
I
bother
think
me.
Nintendo are just fucking up humongously. They're just being dickheads now, man. There's a difference between an innovation, yeah, and just completely being inward and ignoring everything which is going on. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like the average gamer is in their 30s, yeah. And when I finish work, when I finish driving and then things like there, I ain't got no time for no handheld and all this dibby dibby madness business, fam. All I want to do is whack in the game and them things there and done and chill. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of us don't even really fuck with PC too tough and stuff like that. And Nintendo want us to be coming home, taking this out, putting this in, connecting this. Nah, man, there's too much. What they need to do, they needed to just come with a powerful system, rip off the achievements and trophies and put a little star or coins there.
Uh,
Do you know what I'm saying? And done. Done.
Yeah, I
That's
mean
it.
that would be great, but at the same time, like I kind of see it from both sides. Like, fuck, dude. Like, would I really care if they had a regular powerful console like the PS4 and the Xbox One? Like,
Yeah.
Do I need a third one of those?
Are any of us buying this this handheld shit?
I'm gonna get it because I travel a lot. You got to think about it too. You know, when you in Asia, I don't know if I know this or not, but in Asia, everything is small, everything is compact. People are on trains, on their
Hey, my man, I
phones,
live
That
in
is
the bricks.
true.
Fuck
on their
Asia. I
GPS.
live in the bricks. Fuck Asia.
I hardly
I'm saying
I
that's
hardly
that's
saw
what
anyone driving in Japan.
that's their. I'm saying that's what's in right now where
You
they
gotta say
are.
The
that.
mobile
Listen,
gaming
I,
The thing that frustrates me though, I'll say this: the thing that frustrates me about Nintendo is that first of all, they cater to kids, right?
yes.
You're gonna always have kids. No matter what happens, you're gonna always have kids. Adults may stop playing games, they may not. They may continue to play them. You're gonna always have kids. So Nintendo will always have a market with children. But what frustrates me about Nintendo is they can own both fucking markets if they wanted to. They can come out with a powerful ass console that you know what I'm saying you can appeal to the adults and you can also have the games that appeal to the kids as well. They can have both in the same world, but they just don't want to do it. They want to stay focused on the kids, and that's
You know what?
I reckon
prerogative.
children are changing because before, I do agree with you, before kids did want to do stuff like be
Yes.
Mario and jump on heads, but now kids want to be Call of Duty, they want to rip off heads, they want to, like, I remember us when we were kids and Mortal Kombat
Oh yeah,
came out.
oh yeah.
Yes.
I stayed off, I missed
Blood
dates,
code.
I didn't do my homework, do you know what I'm saying? Just so I can rip niggas' heads off and shit. So
Mhm.
when we all get to that certain age, we just want to fucking kick ass and see blood for no reason. And Nintendo still doesn't cater to that child. So they have to make some form of. Like, I feel you.
Hey,
You
listen,
are absolutely
I-
saying
Hey,
sense.
check it
I
out.
personally think that this is okay. Nintendo is actually just explained to everybody where their direction is. They've said this before. Now, I think it's smart for them to go for the cell phone market because that's something where Konami and a lot of these Japanese developers and companies want to try to do is to try to get that game like Pokemon Go or try to have their own Call of Duty. Well, since they can't make games that sell like Call of Duty, they want to go through the cell phone market. That's why Sega was doing what they were doing at Square Enix.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. I see where Nintendo is going with that. But they instead of and so while they look at it from the consoles standpoint, they're saying, look, fuck being number one. Let's just go ahead and be that secondary console that everybody wants. You know what I'm saying? Because, instead of you having a PlayStation, you might have a fanboy that just want primarily PlayStation. Well, the Nintendo is always available. Or you got the Xbox, that the fanboy that just say, I just want nothing but Xbox. Well, the Nintendo's available. So they can still gravitate and get those people. And, and just like television is like, it's like the new parents for kids. You put that handheld in those kids' hands, they'll play that motherfucker. So
Yeah, definitely.
I think Nintendo is even though I hate it because we see gaming is going a whole nother direction. Xbox is doing their thing, PlayStation's doing their thing, now Nintendo's doing their thing. It is the future of what gaming is, and I think this is the only way Nintendo can go.
We gotta think about this too, y'all. Like
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo is doing exactly what Microsoft and PlayStation is doing in the opposite direction. Let me tell you how the PlayStation and Xbox are like, fuck. Nintendo has the handheld market on lock. Why do we even need to try to compete with that? Because we're just not going to compete with it. We're not going to be able to fuck with Nintendo on that level. Nintendo was looking at Microsoft and Sony and being like, look, these guys got the AAA whatever super graphics shit on lock. Let's go over here to the mobile market / console market and create our own little bubble, to cater to that audience because we're not going to fuck with with what Microsoft and Sony are doing.
But here's the thing, though. Again, I'm listening to everyone's, and then all you guys brought up some very valid arguments. And the whole kid thing is nothing. You got kids that play on PlayStation. You got kids that play on Xbox. Okay. But when I'm just talking about me as a gamer, right? I'm started gaming in fourth grade. When I got my first console. Whatever year when I first got my NES, and it came out the year before, I believe, in America. It came out the year before when I was in third. I got mine. When I was in the fourth grade, and so, like I said, when people look at me as being, oh, you just hate you hate Nintendo. Nintendo's what got me into gaming. It wasn't Atari, it wasn't ColecoVision, it wasn't the NES. And I say this to people. I remember Nintendo had all the third-party support. Some of their best games were not made by Nintendo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for Nintendo to go back from what they were to what they are now is fucking disgusting. And the reason how they got to this position is because they stopped competing. Even though Iwata said in his own mouth that Nintendo does not do well at competing. Now, if this shit here fails for them, and you're right for the old kids, and here's the thing, for even Nintendo, they're being squeezed out of the handheld market. Well, because of games, why am I paying $30 to play a goddamn game? I can get Subway Surf or whatever the fuck for free, or for 99 cents, or what? You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And these handheld games are gonna be about $60 fucking dollars. Let's be honest with
Yeah,
you.
Nintendo don't
My
fuck
thing
around.
is, if the NX fails, my opinion, that Nintendo should scrap hardware and do all software.
Whatever they whatever they do. But I'm just saying it again. So if they even say that they're going to attack if you have the handheld thing on Smash, they're losing their market on their shit too because of gaming on iPads and all that other shit right there. Why the fuck am I paying $60 for a goddamn game on that handheld and I can get it? 99. You understand what I'm saying? So even that market, even watching because I have children. And I noticed this back in the days of the GameCube. I got my son his first console. I put him a GameCube. So 2 years, whatever. Yeah, I want to play online. You know what I mean? He wanted to play online because me. But especially when the Wii came out, I don't want that. I want to play Call of Duty. I want to play this. You know what I mean? You lose that kid. You know what I mean? Because I tell you guys again, it's adults, not children, that makes this industry thrive. Kids get games for birthdays and for Christmas. It's us adults that buy games all year long. And trust me, if this fucking market is dependent on children, it'd be a broke ass fucking market. You know what I mean?
Well, I know that, but this is why I think Nintendo is going after they're more afraid of the cell phone and the tablet market than they are the console market.
Definitely agree.
Because that's what, and I think that's why they're catering to try to take that space or to include themselves in that space because they know if their handhelds go down, then Nintendo as a whole will be in major trouble.
Attacking what you just said. Listen, if that's what I said, Nintendo doesn't have a clue. That's why I say again, they need to fucking fire that old regime there, or let them stop being able to make business decisions. Because one of the main issues for Nintendo is that Nintendo Japan makes the decisions for Europe and fucking North America. It's totally different markets. Second, again, what I'm saying, the market, the consumer, like you see, everyone here has been talking 1080p and power. All Nintendo had to do was deliver a traditional console, that can compete. Even if it didn't surpass the Neo or the Scorpio. Because again, we gotta realize this is their 9th generation offering. I don't know how the fuck Nintendo just gets surpassed. This is their 9th generation offering. And people, that's just Nintendo. They look at Nintendo like they're just a small fucking indie company. They're not. We're talking about $1 billion goddamn company here.
I agree. I totally agree.
Got the goddamn lights on. But all they had to do, again, was deliver a traditional console with a traditional controller. You know why people are not invested in playing their multiplex on a Nintendo platform? Because every goddamn console comes out, there's a new controller. If you look at PlayStation, it should have been the same since the DualShock 1, the 2, the 3, the small iterations, small little upgrades along the way. Each goddamn Nintendo console you get a new controller, a whole new fucking learning curve all over again. That's all they had to do was put a goddamn. And if you still want to do your little oopsie boop Mario, fine, cool. But motherfuckers we want to play online. We want voice chat mandatory in every goddamn game. We want to be able to talk to our friends. So again, Nintendo's biggest issue, which you guys not tackling, that Nintendo wants to be the parent in everyone's fucking home. You know what I mean? Let me decide if I want my kid to talk online with it. You can remember the 3DS, believe it or not, had better online features than the fucking Wii at one time. And then when that goddamn pedophile I think he got a kid to come from Florida to fucking California or something, until they took all that shit off the, you know what I mean? But you got a 60 fucking million adults here that are playing whatever the fuck they're doing. They know what the fuck's going on here. You know what I mean? That is the fucking issue. You know what I mean? That, again, like, don't get me wrong, you got that pedophile shit goes on all goddamn platforms, you know what I mean? But again, it's up to the fucking parents to, you know what I mean, to let me police it, whether my kids talks online or whatever. You know what I mean? That's what, listen, I feel like, you gotta realize this, fuck this. Nintendo has been, they're the grandfather of fucking gaming. Give them their props, right? But all they do is fucking gaming. I don't know if they still own the baseball team, whatever the fuck. But this is what they do with gaming. And I don't understand, because had this been Microsoft or Sony, they've been fucking, how are you so fucking far behind the curve. And that's just Nintendo. Fuck that. Could you imagine if Microsoft or Sony came to E3 one fucking game? Could you fucking imagine that?
No, it'd be
Come
over.
on,
Steve, I
man.
got
It'd
a
be over.
point for what you said. When Nintendo released that NES Classic system, people went fucking crazy for that shit. Just for a regular console with a controller with 60 games loaded on that bitch.
Yeah,
People are losing their minds. I mean, that kind of tells you that people want that traditional thing back again. So
definitely.
I figure they're gonna do that with Super NES. They're gonna do that with 64. They're gonna go down the whole line and release those consoles for a really cheap price, and people are gonna love it. They're gonna have another market within that. I mean, that's fine.
I mean, with the
But
game, here's the thing. I mean, with Super NES, fine. But when they got with the Nintendo 64, that's when the shit got a little weird. You know, to me, that's when they started losing me with the 64.
Yeah,
Yeah, me
I was
too.
there for the NES. Super Nintendo was there. When it came out with the 64, that's when I knew right there that, honestly, being honest with you, I think that my Nintendo days were over. I mean, of course, they got Mario 64, which came with the goddamn console, fucking hit. But outside of that, you know, what I mean, I'm not big into first person shooters. I'm not locking those that like the Golden Eyes or whatever. That just wasn't for me. But Killer Instinct, I was there. You know what I mean? But I even noticed with the Super Nintendo, my Mortal Kombat didn't have no blood. I got to put a fuck like, come on, man, what the fuck going on? I can't take no head off. I don't
And that's
play.
why I was a Sega guy.
I don't spend $5 to buy this goddamn cheat code book to show me all the fatalities, and I can't even but like, come on with the bullshit. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I'm just not with it, and I can't support it. The bullshit, man. You know what I mean? Look at I have a kid, Maya. She fucking plays her little games, little Sonic and shit on her little cell phone, her little tablet. You know what I mean? And that's, and again, when she could, I want to play Peggle on the Xbox. You know what I mean? That's a potential customer that she's missing right there. You know what I mean? She can get her whole gaming fix and her needs on her cell phone and on her tablet, and she's fucking fine. I'm just being real. I don't have enough time in my day. I have never completed a goddamn game on a handheld. I'm just being
Me
honest.
neither. No, I haven't either.
I
Unless
used
it's
to
a
play
fighter or
handheld
something like
when
Mortal
like
Kombat or
game.
something.
I don't
I
even
like
play
the
handheld
fighters
so
on the
much.
handheld, but I have never sit down and completed a goddamn game on a handheld. That's just. I mean, I'm not knocking those that
God
do
of
it.
War on
And
the PC
listen,
on the
I'm a big.
PSP. I
Listen,
did.
I'm what you call a
Not
wicked.
that close.
I buy everything. I buy all the goddamn games. I support my platform. But here's Nintendo. You're missing my dollar. There's a lot of motherfuckers out there like me. You know what I mean? And it's crazy as hell. You look at some of these pro Nintendo channels, whether it's the Dr. Trades and the Obi-Wan plays, and I'm supposed to have a one-on-one. I'm supposed to have a one-on-one with Obi-Wan Monday, if everything play out. But anyway, as I was saying, though, because even with those, the NX is going to be a powerful console. They get, this, that, and the other. And then when they give you this handheld shit, they're not saying anything. But guys, I don't play specs. I play. Motherfucker, you were just jumping up and down talking about you going to be able to run Unreal Engine 4. That's nothing. That's when you know that it's bad. When you got motherfuckers jumping up and down over fucking a graphics engine that you know should be fucking. The Wii U should have been on par with the fucking PS4 and the Xbox One. The Wii U wasn't the 360 and the PS3 goddamn competition. It wasn't. That's why the Wii U fucking failed because, such as myself, I bought the Wii U day one. And when I hopped on that motherfucker, it didn't feel no different than the 360 and the PS3 for us graphically, what I've been used to seeing. You know what I mean? Then it felt like I was taking a step back because I could do the basic shit that I've been used to doing online. Well, as far as Xbox Live, and Nintendo just got the game fucked up. I can't support that shit no more, man.
I got a question for everybody.
Yo.
I read an article last night about Final have fucking season pass. I think that was the most disrespectful thing I've seen in gaming in a long.
Wait, you read what? What happened?
Son, this
Final-
motherfucker in the closet, just whispering. What the fuck you
Final
in a serial killer house, motherfucker? What's going on, bro? You whispering?
Nah, you don't hear me?
A
What you
little
say?
bit.
Oh, I said Final Fantasy is getting a season pass.
Why?
Oh, what?
I'm not into Final Fantasy. I don't have a
Yeah,
comment on
nah,
that.
that's not even the point. The point I'm making is like they giving you DLC used to be you get your hamburger, then you get sides, your fries or what your drink. Now they give you the bun, the burger, the lettuce, piece by piece. You can't even. I mean, just get these microtransactions and these season passes for all these fucking games. These games cost about $100 a piece. You know what I mean? But
Well,
Final Fantasy,
people buying them though. That's the reason why they keep doing it, because people keep buying them.
Yeah, I'm not. You know, I mean, I'm not really into the season passes. What if I do beat a goddamn game? That's it. Unless it's something I'm going to play. Only what game that I would do like that, believe, is probably a 2K because that's something that I play every day against my friends online. You know what I mean? Like I, do that shit faithfully. Oh, and for fighters, I do buy the extra characters, like whether it's the
but what
Mortal
the
Yeah, that's
Kombat.
Fuck Street Fighter, man.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
bullshit.
need a
yeah.
that game
You know.
complete? You know what I mean?
But I don't like I said. I'm not into the Final Fantasy thing. I guess it's not my genre of gaming. I must say. But let me ask you guys a question before we get the hell out of here. Who do you think had the best fighter this generation?
Oh,
Was
but
it Mortal
I think
Kombat,
Killer Instinct.
Street Fighter Five, or Killer Instinct?
I'm gonna go. Good God, to me it's 1A 1B. Mortal Kombat Killer Instinct. I mean they're that close to me.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 5 is shit, man. Why do you even bring up shit? You should have brought up Guilty Gear or fucking
No, Street
Dead
Fighter
or
5 was
Alive.
good, man. Graphically is nice. Gameplay is what I mean.
The
It's not
gameplay
that it
is
didn't work
good.
at launch. The story is kind of bullshit, but it. I mean,
Story's crap.
it's a good game. I mean,
I'm gonna say
gameplay
why I say Killer Instinct. Say
Okay.
Xbox, whatever you want to say. I'm gonna say Killer Instinct because it also it caters to both crowds. You can get on there if you never played a fighting game ever in your life. You can get on there and play and still look like you're doing some good shit.
Board is
But
both.
if you play somebody that if you play somebody that knows what they're doing, you can get your ass whipped. So it caters to both markets. It caters to the casuals and it also caters to the hardcore. So I would say Killer Instinct.
What about you, Madagon Saigon? You whooped my ass at Killer Instinct. What's been the best fighter to you?
I'd say at the moment I'd say Killer Instinct, man. Street Fighter 5 is just not a fun game. Like if you play fighting games and shit like that on the regular, it's just not fun. There's all this block stun and stuff, so when you block certain characters' moves, you can't do anything for a while for some reason and stuff like that. The game is just broken. There's not a lot of stuff that's consistent, and because they rushed it, they just shit out characters rather than actually have them and like have them in the game as properly thought out beings and stuff like that. It's like Balrog has got some stuff that just makes him really
the
not
curve
worth playing.
Street Fighter is
So,
high anyway.
huh?
The Street Fighter curve is high, bro.
Oh yeah, I know the Street Fighter curve is high and stuff like that, but this game is just because they just shut it out and stuff like that. Basically, it's like playing Street Fighter 4 is a lot more fun because it's a lot more consistent. Like you have people like say like if you play Street Fighter 5 now, yeah, go and do Nash's crouching hard punch, yeah. If someone does that, set the computer to do that and then block it and try to move. You just won't be able to move. Now, if everybody's crouching hard punch was like that, it'd be fine, but it's not. It's not. So it's not fair. So what people do is they do crouching hard punch with Charlie and then try and throw you or some other bullshit afterwards. The game's broken, man. It's just dumb.
Yeah,
Oh,
really
yeah.
dumb.
it was really weird that they tried to make they tried to make Street Fighter kind of reminiscent of Tekken. Well, because they take away the fireball a little bit. The projectile characters can't really throw their projectiles like they normally do. I don't like that. And so, I gotta say KI is number one for me, and then I'll say Mortal Kombat is right behind it, just because I'm not good with Mortal Kombat's new combo system. I don't know why they keep trying to change it and angle it, but I don't know. But it fucked me up this time. So I can get that work in Mortal Kombat, but I'm decent with every other fighter that I play. So.
Okay, well, I know Tiribi, you're not into fighters.
No, I don't play fighters.
But
Oh,
listen,
you gotta grow up, man.
yeah, I know.
Some fighters, man.
He's into shooters and shit. But I mean, like I said, I love Killer Instinct. I love the fact that I just wish Microsoft would treat it more like of a AAA instead of
I agree with that.
Oh, you ain't seen
I
that
don't think they
definitive
understood
edition, though?
I don't think they
You ain't seen
understood
the
what they had though.
I know it was Phil. Phil's not into fighters. He's
For me,
not into fighters.
Haven't you seen that new definitive edition?
Yeah. I'm just saying. I just wish they would just treat it, put the money behind it and really do it up like before, like the same way they would treat Gears or whatever.
Yeah,
Maybe
put a story mode in there. Do it like they do in Mortal Kombat. Like Mortal Kombat, that story mode is like.
I will give credit to them. I like the way they had Warner Bros. I forgot NetherRealm Studios how they handled the DLC. Like the characters seem like they just not putting it. You really got a fucking Jason versus a fucking the Alien, or you know what I mean.
The whole Warner Brothers thing, man. That shit's
Yeah. Well, I mean, it used to be Midway. It's the NetherRealm Studios. They got bought out. So Microsoft. You know they got bought by $45 million. At Microsoft, you could have had fucking Mortal Kombat exclusive to your goddamn platform. Like, it's a dumbass decision, but
Yeah,
anyway.
that's what I was thinking before. I was like,
Yeah, but anyway, I will give the edge to Mortal Kombat because
I think
this
Mortal Kombat
the characters, man. They brought
Mortal
back.
Kombat for me, and second would be Street Fighter 5.
They got fucking Leatherface, and like God damn, you can fight Jason versus fucking like my age. Even I was born in '78. I grew up in the '80s. Like that was like iconic. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
yeah, hell yeah. That's
You got him versus fucking Jason. Like you know what I mean? Like that. Or the Predator versus fucking Alien. Like that was big shit. Who else got his extra characters? You know what I mean? They really did their thing when it came. And not only that, each character. Each character got their own 3, fighting styles. I can't wait for Injustice 2.
How do you guys feel about
I can.
Injustice 2 with the loot system?
The who?
The loot system.
What? On Mortal Kombat?
Nah, Injustice 2.
Like, I don't mind it
I
as
don't
long
know
as
if
they're
I'm about
playing
to ask you. Listen, before we can close the show with this right here. 2017. What is your most sought after game in 2017? Starting with TV. What do you want most in 2017? What are you looking for the most?
I want Kingdom Hearts 3.
You ain't getting
That should be 2019, nigga.
Nah, it's already confirmed for 2017, so I'm looking forward to it.
2017.
for 2009.
Yeah, they showed their goddamn game in 2013 at E3. But cool, not a problem with that. Your most is Kingdom Hearts. Maybe I might get into the series with 3. I don't know. MVP clips, talk to me. What's your most selected game in 2017? What do you want most?
That'd be Scalebound, man. Scalebound's looking fire and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Spoken like a true X-bot. Okay.
Yeah.
Scalebound.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good game. K Mega 405. 2017.
Man, for me, it's got to be my favorite franchise of all time, Tekken motherfucking 7.
Oh shit! Okay,
Tekken
yeah.
motherfucking 7. That is my most anticipated game, like of the fucking 5-6 years that I've been waiting for a new Tekken game. Let's go.
Would you rather? So you say you like Tekken more than Soul Calibur?
Absolutely, yeah. I love Tekken, man. Tekken is my shit.
Download that shit now. Actually.
Okay. I love that shit.
I will say this. I want them to make that Tekken. Sorry, Street Fighter versus Tekken or Tekken versus because they were supposed to be their own version.
They're testing it now with the Kuma in there, so.
I'm just saying, but they supposed to have been doing theirs forever. I can't wait if they're still gonna do. I heard it was still on the fucking works, but I really want that. All right, a Cycle Gamer. What do you want?
I would say Horizon and Crackdown. Those are the 2 games I'm looking forward to next year.
Fuck Horizon, man. What the fuck is this shit, nigga?
Horizon.
I'm saying Horizon and Crackdown. Horizon and Crackdown. I want both of them.
All right. I can respect that. All day. What do you want for 2017? Your most sought after game?
Injustice 2, Horizon. Oh man.
Injustice. You know I want to say about that. He done took my game. I was gonna say Injustice 2 too.
What is it with you lot and this white bitch with dreads, man?
Do you really wanna hurt me?
Oh damn, that was poor George.
Do you really want to make me cry?
If anything other than Tekken for me, it'd be Scalebound. Scalebound looks like it's definitely something that Xbox has been needing in their life to have that type of.
That's one thing I want to ask you guys. I've been asking everybody around, man. How you guys feel about Gears of War with only 2-player co-op, man? That shit kind of got me pissed.
What a blood clot?
That's bad.
Well, the original one, I feel they're trying to go back to the roots with the original one. And
they better patch that shit. People want their 4 though. People want their 4.
Yeah, it should be 4 people co-op. I mean, I didn't know that. That's disgusting.
Yeah, 2-player co-op, man. That's going hella backwards, bro.
They're gonna patch that.
I don't know if they could with that mimic ass hardware. Maybe they can't, but that should be there. Jesus.
By the way, has everyone here got their Xbox S Slim model yet? Yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah, I have mine, and 2 people have theirs.
Oh, let me ask you guys. Let me ask the people who have it. All the games. Should I just get an external hard drive for that motherfucker?
Well, mine has 2 terabytes. I have 2 terabytes of mine. I have 2 terabytes a hard drive. Period. But this comes with 2 gig. What did you have before for your Xbox One? What did you have?
Just a regular Xbox One, just 500 gig.
Well, shit, you should be fine with your 10 terabytes then.
Did you trade in your old
After the
Xbox?
update, it's 1.6 terabytes.
Yeah, I traded in I traded in my
I mean, if I
PS4.
traded in all my save, should I just download it from the cloud again, or they just know that
You
I
got it. Exactly.
Yeah, but if you get an external, you can just put your games on an external, and then when you get your thing in your living room, you just plug it in, and all your games are still
Yeah,
there.
You know that nigga on SSI got one leg, bro. He ain't got it like that, man.
Hey,
You still rocking that?
I have 3 terabytes, so I put 61 games on a 3 terabyte, and I still have 1.1 terabytes left. So, it was nice.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't have to re-download
if
everything.
but see, I'm
I didn't
thinking,
have to wipe my hard drive and then basically install everything.
I'm thinking
So,
for the
No,
long run.
yeah,
Like
I
that
got the
I'm
external.
gonna have to download it again. I might as well just put in the external. You know what I mean?
I will say, listen, I will
Yeah.
say this though all day. If you do have to download anything on the Xbox One, it's really fast. Xbox One S, very, very fast, very fast. I noticed that yesterday. I'm like,
Is it
dang.
really? Okay.
Yes, it's not a tedious process like with the Xbox One. I don't know what they're doing, but that's one thing I did notice. Like shit was like, it says, hold your game, hold up for a minute for your game, get ready, whatever, preparing, whatever, and like literally like 2 minutes later, whatever, the game is boop, ready to go. I was like, damn. So I don't know what they did as far as that, but anyway, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for rocking out with the multiplayer podcast. If you're just tuning in late, rewind this, go back to the first show. This is part one, and this is part two right here. Watch the first show, and then take this one back to the beginning, and maybe this mumbo jumbo makes sense. You know what I mean? You get a history lesson. I'm talking about some Zodiac shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm fucking with these cats here. But anyway, we'll catch you guys next Thursday at 7 p.m. And I'm gonna get the link. I get all that. I'll get the link to everyone's channel. I'm gonna leave the link down below. Go support the subscribe to the right channel. Get support these guys, man. Cool cats here. We out of here. Bang bang.
Peace.
Peace.